G'day boys and girls, bit different today as we cover a Skyrim lore video. I know it might seem a bit odd as my entire channel consists of Warhammer lore and all that other shit that we don't look at or talk about, but I assume that there is a bit of an overlap between the Warhammer and Elder Scrolls fan bases, cause, well, we're all a bunch of fucking nerds, aren't we? Now, before I start off this video, I gotta say, as a video creator who uses Adobe products, that shit is expensive, and I recently got an email informing me that I was no longer eligible for student rates, which is pretty annoying, but understandable because it's been a fair while since I was a student. As such, I've recently moved on to a video editing program called Filmora, who have been so kind enough to sponsor this video, which is good because it's probably not going to get monetized. I'm not saying it because they're sponsoring me, but hot damn, it is a lot easier to use, especially for someone like me who has the editing skills of a disabled pleb. It's also free, which was refreshing since my bank account was taking an absolute spanking from using After Effects. If you're watching this video as someone who's interested in being a YouTuber and making your first video, then this is the perfect tool for you. I actually do wish I found this program when I started making my videos because maybe they wouldn't have looked so shit. Actually, that's a lie, what am I talking about? They would have looked shit anyway. Moral of the story, guys, if Majorkill can be a YouTuber, anyone can be. So go with Filmora. I'm now going to walk the walk and not just talk the talk for the rest of this video, as it will be all edited using Filmora, not After Effects or Premiere, which is what I usually use. So we'll see how she does. If you like it, if you are interested in video editing, then here you go. While recovering from a nasty case of one of my organs exploding, I revisited Skyrim and I reckon it's actually aged really well, especially with mods and special edition. After finishing up the Sheogorath quest, I had a flashback to Oblivion, remembering that my pasty ass Argonian had actually ended up as Sheogorath at the end of the Shivering Isles DLC. I thought to myself, does that mean the dragonborn and the Hero of Kvatch came face to face in Skyrim? Cause that would be fucking sick. After extensive research, I can say without an absolute doubt that yes, Sheogorath in Skyrim is 100% indisputably the Hero of Kvatch from Oblivion. Let me explain why this is the case so we can finally end this debate once and for all. Right, so I need to establish something that is crucial to my explanation. A lot of people say that every person's playthrough of the Elder Scrolls has their own canon. This means that if I did an Oblivion Redguard playthrough and never joined the Dark Brotherhood, then my official canon is that I'm a black dude who ironically didn't join the Black Hand. While this opinion makes sense, it's just not correct. The Elder Scrolls has a set canon, which has enough ambiguity in it to leave room for minor details such as your character's race or gender or name or whatever. However, the Hero of Kvatch did become the listener of the Dark Brotherhood, they became the Archmage of the Mages Guild, and they became Sheogorath. This is factually supported by various books and quotes, which drop hints or retell various parts of the Hero Kvatch's journey. A good example being Lucian, it's been a while since I played the game, Lucien Lahance, you know what I'm talking about, who acts like a sly cunt, and he brings up the purging of the Cheydinhal Brotherhood Sanctuary.
Have you heard the tale of Matthew Bellamont and the great treachery of Cheydinhal? Kill a boy's mother, and vengeance festers in the sun. Which was performed by the Hero of Kvatch during their Dark Brotherhood journey. So we all got that? Yep. The Elder Scrolls canon is the Hero of Kvatch literally 100%ing the game like a fucking nerd. Good, let's keep going. Now, some people say that when you defeated Sheogorath / Jyggalag in the Shivering Isles DLC, you were only temporary replacement for Sheogorath, and that he was going to come back soon and give you the flick. Those people are fucking retarded. Jyggalag hates being Sheogorath.
Only to be transformed back into that gibbering fool, Sheogorath. It was not always so. Once I ruled this realm, a world of perfect order. My dominion expanded across the seas of oblivion with each passing era. The other princes, fearful of my power, cursed me with madness, doomed me to live as Sheogorath, a broken soul reigning in a broken land.
He was turned into Sheogorath as a cruel punishment from the other Daedric princes for being too powerful. Like, he was the Daedric Prince of Order. Why the fuck would he want to return to being the Daedric Prince of Madness? He even refers to his Sheogorath counterpart as a gibbering fool. It has only been 200 years since the events of Oblivion, which is nothing to Daedric princes. Like, eternity goes past their eyes like a blink of an eye. So I seriously doubt that the newly freed Jyggalag got recursed by the other Daedric princes within that short time frame. Anyways, once you give the big old shiny kick to the nuts of Jyggalag, you are now Sheogorath. He's gone. Everyone calls you Sheogorath. You are the lord of the realm and you rule over everyone there is in the Shivering Isles. This doesn't mean you are now the Daedric Prince Sheogorath, as Sheogorath was an alter ego of Jyggalag, not an entirely new Daedric entity. Hence, when the Hero of Kvatch becomes Sheogorath, they are just inheriting the name and responsibility of Sheo, not necessarily any other Daedric entitlements or anything like that. However, that's not to say they did not increase in power. I hope I'm making this clear. It's quite an intricate explanation. Usually my explanations are just way more autistic than this, but I actually have to use brain cells, so it's a new sensation for me as well. On to my next point of evidence. Ever wondered why, when playing Skyrim, the Mages Guild has dissolved years ago, the Fighters Guild has never expanded north, and you barely even hear them mentioned, and the Dark Brotherhood is down to their very last sanctuary, all within a 200-year period? It doesn't really make sense. Like, the Hero of Kvatch, who was one of the greatest heroes ever, was in charge of all these organizations. When, like, Oblivion was completed, each organization was entering their golden age of existence under the player's leadership. Well, here is where it actually does make sense, as when the Hero of Kvatch becomes Sheogorath, they didn't exactly spend the time they probably should have managing his other shit. This is not only explains why all the organizations went downhill really fast, being leaderless and all, but also explains why after the Oblivion crisis, there is no record of the Hero of Kvatch, like this super-powered, god-chosen warrior who had a very long life ahead of them, suddenly vanishes from the face of the planet just like that after saving the world. Like, okay, maybe playing a red guard is starting to become more lore-friendly when we start talking about vanishing and abandoning responsibilities and whatnot. I say nothing. Have we been keeping up? So far, we have established that the Hero of Kvatch becomes Sheogorath and did not return to Cyrodiil. However, another argument is presented against me, and this is the big one, you know. The Sheogorath from Skyrim looks and talks and is identical to the Sheogorath from Oblivion, despite the player most likely not playing an old-ass looking Imperial cunt. I bet you're sitting there like, ha! Gotcha, Majorkill, bet you can't explain that one. Well, Timmy, listen here, you little shit, I'll fucking explain it right now. After 200 years ruling over a realm that is literally designed to make people go batshit crazy, it's not hard to assume that the Hero of Kvatch may have undergone some personality changes. When inheriting the mantle of Sheogorath, you inherited things maybe that you did not want to. We can explain why both Sheogoraths look and act similar despite being different entities by these potential explanations. A. The Hero of Kvatch deliberately morphs his form into one that looks like the traditional Sheogorath in order to make it easy for himself to get identified. It would be confusing as shit if I saw statues of an old Imperial dude labelled Sheogorath, but when I met the cunt he was an overgrown cat. The Hero of Kvatch may also not want anyone to know that he was actually Sheogorath. It might be a bit awkward for the Empire if their saviour turned out to be a psychotic prince of madness. Explanation B. Another explanation is that over 200 years, the player's mind, the Hero of Kvatch's mind and body has succumbed to the curse of madness, hence you are permanently morphed into the form of Sheogorath. This isn't far-fetched considering that Jyggalag was a hulking crystal-looking bitch who was changed into an Imperial man, so a Redguard copping a pigment change and some grey hair isn't that hard to imagine. Or explanation C. Bethesda may consider the Hero of Kvatch to be canonically an Imperial male, so after 200 years of slow aging, your character just naturally looks like Sheogorath, who is also an Imperial male. On top of these three potential explanations, the Sheogorath from Oblivion and Skyrim have some pretty noticeable differences. Firstly, the original Oblivion Sheogorath was impeccably groomed with snake eyes. His skin was remarkably clear and fresh despite seemingly old age due to his grey hair. He basically just looked fresh as fuck. The Skyrim Sheogorath on the other hand has clear dead eyes with a less groomed and kept appearance. His skin is weathered and he looks old and feeble. I would say these changes aren't just due to the game having two different graphic systems. I would say that the youthful snake-eyed appearance of the Oblivion Sheogorath is due to him being an immensely powerful Daedric prince who was able to keep his shit together, whereas our Skyrim Sheogorath, despite being the most powerful mortal of his time, was still just a mortal, hence centuries of madness have taken a greater toll on him. But Majorkill, I need more evidence. Most of the things you say is just speculation. Yay, Timmy, fuck off, I'm getting to more of the juicy shit. Sheogorath himself confirms he is the Hero of Kvatch by declaring that Martin's Septim, the Septim from the Oblivion Crisis, was the greatest Septim of his time. Then Skyrim show continues, and he goes on and declares that he was present for the entire Oblivion Crisis. The Sheogorath from Oblivion was not present at all during the Oblivion Crisis. He also makes no references to the Crisis during the Shivering Isles DLC, nor does Martin ever mention seeing Sheogorath or talking to him, or even seeing anyone that could have been Sheogorath for that matter. The only reason why Skyrim Sheo would say that he liked Martin or that he was there during the Oblivion Crisis was if he was the Hero of Kvatch, who liked Martin and was there for the entire crisis. A quick note, although not as significant, Skyrim Sheogorath hates being in the Shivering Isles and is on vacation when we find him in Skyrim, only reluctantly returning after we overcome his challenges. The Sheogorath on Oblivion, on the other hand, did not seem to ever leave the Shivering Isles, or even his throne for that matter, except for rare circumstances. I'm not even sure if Oblivion Sheogorath was actually allowed to leave the Shivering Isles due to the curse that was inflicted upon him. And finally, the last nail in the coffin, the last thrust before the come, the absolute indisputable proof that the Hero of Kvatch from Oblivion is Sheogorath from Skyrim, an email from Bethesda themselves. A bright lad emailed Bethesda directly and asked, "Is the Hero of Kvatch Sheogorath in Skyrim?" To which Bethesda relied along the lines of, "The Hero of Kvatch has taken the role of Sheogorath. He may or may not develop the powers of a god, but regardless if he does, he is still Sheogorath." There you have it from the company themselves. I know most of you all already knew this and agreed with me, but every forum and every post I saw, everyone was debating and shit. I was like reading them being like, why are you fucking debating? It's pretty clear. But like, it's actually sad that people want to dispute it, because this is the coolest bit of lore in the Elder Scrolls in my opinion. Like, you have two protagonists meeting up, which has never happened before in any of the Elder Scrolls games. So yeah, if anyone ever like disagrees with me now, just send them this video, and if they still disagree, just let me know and I'll come fuck them up personally. Join my Discord to yell at me about deviating from normal Warhammer content, or you can send me a nude or two. I'm not sure why I actually keep asking for nudes. Over 99.5% of you is male, and I'm not even remotely gay. It just seems like not a tactical thing for me to do, but I've gone this far. It's too late to go back. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and let me guys know if you want to see more videos from Skyrim or other franchises. Peace.